Okay, we're live. Welcome back, everybody. Great to see everyone. I'm just going to share a screen. We're back after a week of no trading, back to day trading, the NQ. Here we go. Cool. How's everyone doing? We just opened right now. Dr. Me, welcome back, Sam. Sammy, I texted you on Instagram to ask some questions. Yes, I did see. Sorry, I was meant to reply. I think I was like on the plane or something. But yeah, I will reply. I promise you. Dr. Me. Con, good to see you. Rocky Sam, hello to you. Peter, everyone's back. Awesome stuff. I was worried that no one would tune in after the little break. But how's everyone been? It's been a while. It's been a while. All right, let's have a look at the NQ real quick. Let's see what is crack-a-lacking here. Click hide on that. Oh, let's drop that to 24. Okie dokie. Wow. I haven't got any levels marked out yet, so I'm going to do all the chart marking right now. Let's get all these levels marked out, right? I appreciate you very much. Thank you, Dr. Me. Love to see you back. Thank you. We missed you. Thank you. I missed you all too. It's been a while. It's been a while. You have no idea how much I missed the charts as well. When you don't trade for like a week, you just want to jump back in. You just want to trade again. All right, let's go to the 15 minutes. See what the NQ. I haven't even looked at the NQ in a whole week. I have no idea what happened. So I'm going to bump it up to an hour just to get an idea of what the hell's going on here. And okay, we didn't really do much last week by the looks of it. I just went up and down a bit, but fair play, fair play. All right, let's draw this out. So we're going to do a volume profile from that little top there. I'm going to draw out any of the little gaps, any gaps that haven't been respected. So this one's been respected. It's still kind of being respected, got respected there, but it's still not perfect. It's not the best one. I'm going to clone it. See, there's a little one above it. Has that one still been respected in recent times? We're kind of trading a bit more through that one. So that one I'm going to be a bit more iffy about. And then we got one here, which seems to have been respected nicely. There, etc. There. So cool, good stuff. So I've got those levels marked out, and one at the top here, which got respected there. Beautiful. In terms of, the downward side, I mean, we're going to have to start from here, right? So we can even bump this up to a 4 hour. We still haven't broken those lows. So we got close. I'm going to start the volume profile from here, draw it up from there. Let's have a look if there's any kind of areas of interest. Let's draw it all the way here. All right. So on the sell side, we got one there. It's kind of being respected still. It did travel through a few times. So that's going to be the lesser area. This is the really good area up here. That got respected. And yeah. Okay. So we're kind of trapped between these two areas right now, which is fine. We're going to look for the scalping areas now. So if I bump it down to a 1 minute, in terms of news, there's nothing coming out today. So, the 1 minute doesn't look great. I guess we had this push down here. Let's see if there's anything of interest in that area there. Nah, there's nothing there. So that's boring. Yeah, that's really it, to be honest. And we've got a bit of upward structure. Higher highs, higher lows. So I'm going to draw a volume profile from this low to here and see if there's any kind of little gaps that we can trade off. And there's a little gap here. Oh, it's just been made. There we go. Beautiful. And that seems to be kind of getting respected. So if we drop back down to those areas, we could have a trade. If not, I can't seem to get this right. There we go. Clone. We've got another one that was created just here. So that's another area we could potentially buy off if we dip back down into it. So yeah, okay. My God, it's just shot off, hasn't it? But yeah, not too bad. All right, let's look at the questions. Hope everything went well in Dubai. Yeah, Dubai was crazy, man. We did so much stuff. Honestly, I've recorded like a ton of stuff. Um, so that will like I kind of did like a vlog. First time I ever vlogged, and believe me, I'm not a I'm not a vlog type person. I felt it so awkward, you know, walking around with a camera in my hand, being like, "Hey guys." I don't know how these YouTuber people do it, but they seem to have no shame. You got to have like no shame if you want to if you want to be. But it's all right. It's all right. So we're going to let this area kind of formulate, right? Because we're still pushing up. Um, we're going to wait for this upward kind of little move on the scalping side to kind of die off, and then once we get a bit of a retracement, we'll be able to find an area we can trade off. Peter Cosmas, how are you, my friend? Iran news came out in pre-market. Yes, it did indeed. Red Intellect, good stuff. Cody, good to see you, man. What are the settings for your volume profile? Dr. Me, no problem. My settings are basically default, right? Row layout is number of rows, and then row size default at 24. Value area got 100, and the volume basically up or down or total, it's exactly the same thing, just not delta. All right, just not delta. So up, down, or total, entirely up to you. Total will just show you all in one color. Up, down will break it between, you know, buy and sell, but I'm just looking at the actual bars themselves. So I don't really care about the distribution of up, down volume. All right. Benjamin, long time no see. How are you, my friend? I'm so happy everyone's tuning in. Genuinely, I was worried that I'll go live and there'll be like one person in the chat. But I'm so glad you're all here. Oh, look at this. Look at this little gap here that was created. I'm going to bump this up a little bit. It's kind of like a 2-node gap. But if we get a retracement back into this area, there could be something. I can drop into the footprint now. I don't know why I still got candles. And we can start looking at the volume distribution. If we get any of the hammer foot candles that Peter loves, we can start looking at those as well. Didn't really get any, but yeah, I'd love for it to kind of dip down back into this area, give me a little retracement. We could definitely go in. It'll be pretty cool. We were missing you, Mark. I'm glad. Also, volume footprint video dropping today. I know I've been like the shittest person on the planet when it comes to creating videos. I had a talk with the team. I was like, guys, you need to lower my workload because I cannot make enough videos. Do you know what I mean? I just physically don't find the time to make videos. They were like, we got it. Focus on the channel. Start pumping out those videos. Everything is looking good. We're back. We're back, baby. Give me some Sammy Hammerfoot candles. Exactly. Let's find some of those Sammy Hammerfoot candles, right? They got to be there. So what I'm going to do real quick, while I just realized I haven't put extend right on here, because we're still kind of moving. This kind of volume profile is also created from this push up, right? On the 1 minute chart. Since we're still kind of moving, I want to have extend right switched on because I don't want to keep manually having to, you know, drag it over. I just kind of, because I'm really using it like a Fibonacci right now, right? So I can get rid of this little area here. They're all being, yeah. Okay, cool. Now in terms of volume, not the greatest. Bit of a weak open, to be honest. Bit of a weak open. Big institutions being 80% of the volume and trading behind a zero-sum game. How do they even make money, or they keep transferring it to each other? I bet it will be one of those hit and run and no chance to jump on the gravy train. Yeah, Ted, I'm just going to call you TE. TE, yeah. It's a zero-sum game, but institutions lose all the time, man. They don't have a magic ball. They lose all the time. You know, they're battling out. Most of the stuff you see on the charts is institutions battling it out with each other, and they're funky. You know, they're all trying to take money off each other. They don't give a shit about retail traders. Truth told, retail traders are invisible in the market for the most part. It's always institutions battling it out with each other. And just want to kind of bet on which one is the most aggressive, which one seems to want it more, which one has the most capital. You can kind of see it on the footprint, you know. But you want to be smart with your trades, right? You want to wait for the right opportunity. We can't just jump in randomly. We have to be patient, all that good stuff. That will give us our edge. Absolutely. All right. So look at this. Look what's going on here. Look at this chunk of little sell volume that came in. But they're failing. They're not very good. They're not very good. Look at that. They failed. This looks like it could be a Sammy Hammerfoot candle, Peter. It might become one. We just need to close very bullish with a bit of buy pressure. If the sellers keep the sellers won. Look at that. Look at that. They managed to overpower it. Maybe not. 6 seconds. It's not going to be a candle. It's not going to be a Sammy Hammerfoot. Why do they even trade when they lose money most of the time and most hedge funds return is less than average of this? I mean, look, trading is don't get me wrong, they make money, but it's small percentage. I mean, they handle, you're talking, some of these institutions have money that you cannot even fathom, right? You can't fathom how much money it is. Even if you make 1% on it, that's a good freaking gain. Do you know what I mean? And the reason they make little percent, it's not because they aren't capable of making more. They absolutely are, right? It's because it's down to risk management, right? These guys are risking not even 0.1% on a trade. They're risking like 0.00 whatever, right? Like, do you know what I mean? So their average return over the year might be 6 to 10% or whatever. But they could absolutely could bump up those numbers if they really wanted to. But it's the risk, right? And part of the game is getting more client money, right? You want clients to trust you with their money. You know, very wealthy clients, whether it's institutional clients, wealthy individuals, doesn't really matter, right? But anyone with big capital, you want them to send you their 100 million, right? Because you can make more, you can make money from that 100 million, whether it's, you know, trading, whether it's other investments, doesn't matter. They diversify their portfolio, right? So, but if they're, you know, being a bit risky and trying to make huge percentages, it's just like retail traders, man. You know, when you try and make, you know, 5-10% or something in a month, all right, it's fine if you've only got a few grand, right, and you lose that. Okay, so you can recover. But if you're dealing with like billions, there's no recovery from that. You know, that's your career gone. That's fucking lawsuits. That's like game over. So they have to be really, you know, lower that risk. But that's essentially it. Give me that foot. Any updates on Ninja on other platforms for Ola Prime? I don't know, actually. I've literally come back yesterday. I have to speak to the team. I have no idea. I've been completely in another world, essentially. I haven't even spoke to the team really. So let me double check on that for you, Cody. Sammy, do you have a certain logic you have for the row size on your footprint chart? Do you change it depending on time? No, no real logic. Honestly, truth be told. Oh, look, we're getting back into that area. I'll come to that in a minute. So this could be an area I'm interested to buy in, right? Just because, okay, so the gap was created. Here's the gap now, right? I can get a better gap. We're in it. Let's see what happens to the footprint. Let's see what happens. Do sellers get trapped? Do they become less effective in that area? Now, remember, this is a 1 minute gap. So even though if it technically breaks it a bit, it could still kind of be like within that area. It's not going to be perfect. Now, you know, if I see a lot of buy aggression come in, I would potentially jump in for a buy here. Look at that, 119 sellers. They're starting to trade. If okay, I'm going in for a buy. Come on. I did hit buy. I don't know what's going on. What the hell's going on? Why is my... Well, I would have been stopped out like here, so that's probably a good thing, but I don't understand why it didn't execute. Yeah, all right, you would have got stopped out, but why didn't that work? Give me a second, guys. 1 minute. Well, I don't want to hit buy now just to test it, or sell just to test it. I kind of want to. Let me drop the size. I'm clicking buy. Nothing's happening. Obviously, don't buy. Yeah, I'm not actually saying buy. I'm just trying to test how to get in, like what's going on. Uh, okay. I don't know what I don't know what else to do. I'm on Nasdaq. Give me a second, guys, while I figure this out. Do limit orders work? Let me add a buy limit. No, nothing's working. Let me try S&P. We just drop the size right down. Oh, S&P works. Okay. All right. And get out. S&P works. So why the hell's the Nasdaq not working right now? Give me a second. Let's try a new chart. Maybe, I don't know. Let's open up a new chart of the Nasdaq. Oh God, this looks so ugly. Just do it like this real quick. Chart shift. That's the hour. Switch to 1 minute. Let's see if this works. No, it's still not. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Okay. I guess we're going to do S&P. Okay, we're going to move over to the S&P because that works, but for some reason there's something wrong with the Nasdaq right now. So okay, all right, we're going to go to ES, guys. We're moving over to the ES. I really don't know. I don't know what's going on. Let me just get this chart looking half decent. We'll bump up to 12. That looks all right. Okay, we'll trade S&P. We're doing the ES, people. The ES all the way. All right, let's just get some areas going because I have no clue right now. I don't know what to say, really. All right, we got a little gap there. Let me just draw out the areas. I'll get to the comments in a second. Not sure what was going on. All right, that will do. And then let me see about this push up here, actually. It doesn't look too bad, does it? Is there anything? Barely a gap. Barely. Tiny. I mean, if it got respected, it got respected. Yeah, it did. Okay. Not terrible. All right. Let's find a 1 minute area just so we can get some scalps going. We'll do the same one as here. We'll find, whoops. So there's one there. All right, cool. And there's one slightly above there. All right. Okay. We're doing the ES. I'm back. About the logic. Yeah, no, it was just 24's default. It seemed to work. I stuck to 24. What is your source that hedge funds make less than overall markets? What do you mean? What is your source that hedge funds make less than overall markets? Hedge funds don't make less. I mean, it depends on the hedge fund. I mean, every hedge fund's different, but generally speaking, hedge funds do like 6 to 10%. That's similar to S&P. Some hedge funds do really well; they can do like 30%. But it really depends. I mean, there's no like, do you know what I mean? There's no kind of exact number what hedge funds make. Hey Sam, I'm getting my first payout of my trading journey. Really cool from Ola Prime. Amazing stuff. How long does it take for processing after payout request? Payouts are usually done within like an hour. So yeah, 1441. 1441. Did you see? Oh, what the hell just happened? All right, sellers are okay. It just happened. It just moved. The gap has been pushed down a bit. My God, look at that. I'm on the 1 minute. I am on the 1 minute. Okay, cool. Okay, I've got to get used to this S&P volume. It looks a bit. So we broke through that area. Is that still a gap? That's hardly a gap, but I'll keep it on there. Buyers are kind of failing. I don't like how big these clusters are. I'm going to drop it to 8. Make it a little bit easier to see. It's a bit of buy pressure coming in here, holding it. Might be worth a little buy scalp, to be honest. It would be front running, but I can have my stop then slightly below, like around here. And let's see if we can push up and squeeze out some of those, because I'm seeing the buy pressure come in. They're not effective at all, which is not great. But I'm kind of hoping they can push it up a little bit, you know. All right. So we want to stay above the majority of the buyers here. You know, we want to stay above that area. But I'm also very aware that, you know, this area here where these big sellers came in and gapped the market, they could start causing problems. So, all right, sellers are trying to come in. They're good. This is actually a good sign. I want to see sellers staying at the bottom and we trading above the sellers. We need to stay afloat above. All right. We need to stay afloat above. If we start drifting down, I'm going to get out. Get out like break even or so, because then if the buyers don't have that oomph to push it up, it's not ready yet. Because we really kind of want to see that rapid movement happen. Look at that. Sellers are still coming in. They're still trying to push it up. I mean, push it down. It's a bit of a stalemate here. We need to stay above those sellers. Look at that. They're coming in huge, huge. Stay above them. Otherwise, this ain't going to work out. Go on. One more. Let's get above those sellers. Squeeze them out. They're coming in. They're coming in. Oop. Drop back down to 2090. Okay, buyers are still very happy to transact here, so I'm going to hold it a little bit. I think where my stop is pretty much the tightest stop you can have here, but look at those sellers come in, and we got stopped out. Didn't quite happen. Do you know what I mean? Didn't quite happen. The sellers just overwhelmed those buyers in that area. It is what it is, but that's why it's good to have a tight stop. Good to have a tight stop. All right. I think it's going to come back down to this area now. Yeah, this area we can pretty much get rid of. These 1 minute gaps, sometimes they're just not strong enough. You want the longer term ones. Sometimes they work very nicely. Other times they're just a little bit weak, but we'll get it. We'll catch it. Don't you worry. We'll catch it and pile on the pressure. I do like the volume in this candle though, 1088. But again, I'm looking at NQ volume. This is ES volume. It's got to be a lot bigger. A lot bigger. This is big for NQ. ES. I mean, it's big for ES, but it's not dramatic. So we're gonna wait for it to drop down a bit more and then potentially get in. But I want to see those. I want to see the sellers get trapped a little bit. They're still not ready. They're still not ready. Maybe a bit further down. So let's have a look. What did Peter say? 241. 241, you said. 241. Let's have a look. Uh, I mean, 242 was a hammer foot candle. Maybe that's the one. Yeah, you're probably meaning that one. But yeah, there it is. Peter, you spot these so well. I always miss them. But there it is. All the buyers trapped at the top, closed bearish, nice full body. All the sellers volume distributed at the bottom. All the buyers distributed at the top. Nice big wick. That was the sell candle right there. Good stuff, Peter, for spotting it. Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Luca, good to see you. Ask Boris for his one click. Yeah, I need to contact him about that. He said he was going to give it to me. I haven't spoke to him. But that program looked awesome, man. Tom Rogers. Good morning, Sam. And just where the hell have you been? I've been Ola priming in Dubai. Really, really fun time though. NQ just had one of those hammer candles. It failed, however. Did it? I'm guessing a buy side candle. 9:49 NY time. Did you take any trades today? I mean, technically, yes, I did. Very small scalp. We literally just started though, Vexed. We have just started. All right, we're in that area. Let's see if the buyers can take control again now. Let's see if the buyers can take control. The old I was in Dubai excuse. Yeah, really, I was just at home. I was like, I need a break. It was all green screen. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh dear. Okay, you can start seeing the sellers are failing a bit, which is good. Look at the volume spiking up, and there seems to be that definitely you could front run this. I mean, this is only one, like, it's not a contract because it's CFD. I don't know, one lot, I guess. I'm going to front run it a bit again, hoping these buyers come in. I can have a really tight stop and then pile on the positions if I'm right. What is my stop? It's like, $65. Well, that's nothing. That's fine. $65 I'm happy with. Well, let's see if we can push all the way back up again. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a range. I want to stay above those sellers here. These sellers here, we want to stay above them. But you can see buyers kind of fail every time they put in a bit of pressure. They start failing. It's not terrible. If we start getting a little bit of like bullish structure in terms of like, higher highs, higher lows, and we start seeing the distribution of volume, sellers at the bottom, buyers at the top overall, then we add size. We come in heavy. We pile it on. Few more contracts. Otherwise, we've got these tight stops because if it fails here, fine, gets us out, $60, no big deal. But when we're right, we add that size and we move up with the market. All right. But it looks like the buyers failed here. You can see the distribution of volume again. Buyers are at the top of the candles, failing to push it up higher. I don't think this is going to work out, this one. But I'll give them one more chance because my stop is so tight. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. But if I had a longer stop, like further down, I would be more likely be like, yeah, this is probably not going to work out just based on what you're seeing here. But we'll let it roll. Because you never know, the buyers could just come in and defend this area and give it another push up. But at this moment in time, it looks a bit unlikely, if I'm honest. Look at those sellers coming in. They're still trying to 3, 4. Nah, doesn't look too good. Yeah, it doesn't look good. All right. Still not ready yet. Otherwise, we're going to have to start switching. We're going to have to flip direction. Maybe this is not the time. Maybe I'm thinking more like this could be a double bottom type thing, but it looks like we had a little peak here and then the sellers are not giving up here. This volume profile, by the way, you can get rid of it now. That's because we've broken that low. It's no longer in play. Now the volume profile we're going to have to do from the downward move because I'm starting to slowly flip in, although we haven't broken it yet, I'm starting to slowly flip my bias here. Started with a bit of a bullish bias, but I'm slowly starting to flip it now. Really depends how we break through this area. because it could still happen, but we're kind of yeah. See again, the sellers, oh, they're coming in heavy, but they are getting absorbed a bit here. It doesn't look bad for a potential buy. If we stay above that 1,000, I feel like we can. You know what? I'm going in again. I'm front running it one more time. If it fails, then I'm going short. Then I'll be inclined to short because we're still in that gap. I really want to catch the move. Let me just add a stop real quick. Obviously, CFD below that candle, few points. All right, we can have another like $80 stop. That's absolutely fine. We need to. Now, this is front running, by the way, guys. All right, this is genuine front running right now. There's no confirmation. This is purely jumping in based on hope that it will happen. The only kind of thing is the fact that sellers couldn't push it down here, but they could very easily come in. I want to see buyers stay above those sellers, and I want to see their volume be effective, right? I want to see, the buy volume actually push the market up. If it fails to push it up, then they're in the same boat as the sellers, essentially, right? They're getting absorbed and it's not happening for them. So let's keep an eye on it. We got tight stops, so it's all good. Yeah, I'm seeing the buyers come in. All right, now the distribution of volume's looking a bit better now because we're slowly starting to see sellers more at the bottom of the candle. As long as these candles keep kind of pushing up and it doesn't do this annoying kind of little reversal here where it starts pushing down, it could be all right, and we can actually add a bit more size here. But it's not ready yet. There's no like true confirmation just yet because the buyers are still getting absorbed. But this doesn't look terrible. This is starting to look a bit better in terms of how the volume's being distributed. But we do have a lot of areas to clear now from the sell side. Yeah, you see, every time we need to see the buyers remain effective here. There's a bit of high traffic area right now, but let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it. I want a true extension. I want to see sellers keep failing, buyers come in, and the efficiency move to the buyer's side because it's still efficiency isn't that great. I mean, the only thing, again, look at the volume spike on the sell side here, 2,000 contracts. Oh, that didn't work. All right, let me just use my mouse. 2,000 contracts. It did kind of fell here. Leave me alone. Sorry, I'm just getting a call. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll let it roll because I'm happy with my stop. My stop is super tight. If it gets me out, it gets me out. Then I'll start looking at flipping. But there's a good chance also what I'm also kind of looking at is we could have this kind of play, right? It could just be a retracement, bounce off this area. So I'm a little bit cautious in that area, but I'll see if we get to that area, I'll make a decision whether to stay in or whether to flip and go short. But I really don't truly want to be shorting the market until we fully break this area. Do you know what I mean? Until we get that kind of play happening, then I truly want to short it because this is still a longer term gap and it's been respected multiple times. Okay, we're in there. Let's see what's happening. All right, look at that buy pressure come in. It spiked. If we stay above those buyers, it might not be a terrible place to add size. I just want to see what happens here. Come on, stay above. I want to see buyers come in and keep the sellers at bay. We didn't truly clear it yet. This could like what I said earlier. This could be that kind of play where you get that happening. So I really want to. This is either a defining moment. Either add more size here, or I get out of the current trade. One or the other. So I really want to see. This is very, very important. This area right now. I mean, the good news on the buy side is that we're holding this area, which is good. The bad news is, well, it's not terrible news, but I want to see. Yeah, this is actually not bad. I might go in for another. Okay, I'm adding another contract because I really want to see if we can clear past here. And realistically speaking, if we break below, if we start breaking below these kind of lows here, I want to get out. I don't like the fact that when I did add it, I added it at the top here, but the sellers are kind of getting. Come on, I need to see more aggression from the buy side come in. I really want to see this area get cleared. Really have that pop up. Come on. Stop failing up here. Come on, give me that pop. I will get to the chat in a minute, okay? I promise you. Nah, this is not looking. That's not nice. Come on, we need to get above there. That doesn't look nice. Come on. Buyers, don't fail here. Keep adding size, break through this little iceberg. It's only a small iceberg. You can break through it. Come on. If they start getting exhausted, then get out on both positions, in my opinion. Yeah, look, see the distribution again. Buyers at the top. We're getting to here. It just, they got exhausted. Very annoying. Just wasn't ready. But we'll see. In terms of, I could pretty much put it to break even. Actually, let me keep the original position. This position, I might got a bad feel on it because I really want to see if the buyers can just keep it up. If they can't, then I have to get out here. And unfortunately, it is that annoying freaking situation where this actually held for the sell side, and we do that. That's really what I didn't want to happen. I wanted to see it really break. When I saw that volume come in, I thought there would be a bit of a pop, but it looks like the sellers took over very quickly. If these original buyers in this candle can't hold it, so this candle here where those buyers came in, if they start failing and start getting out the market, I mean, you have no choice but you exit. Then you're wrong. You're wrong. You might as well get out. They could still defend here. I'm going to give them a little bit more hope to defend. Otherwise, I've got my finger on exit. I mean, I could move my stop below that candle, but it could be one of those wick out situations, and then it would be a little bit annoying. So I just want to see, manually kind of exit. I've got my stop there. It's not the end of the world. We've now become the point of control on this area. Come on. Okay, they're trying to defend. All right, it's not the end of the world. Here we go. All right. Oh, you went from 400 back to 291. There's a lot of those sellers here starting to defend. We're in that little kind of either side. They're both battling out. Come on, I want to see the distribution move more in our favor here. That's not looking good. Just keeping my eye on the numbers. I do like that this stays solid, this number here. It's not jumping massively. Okay, that looked good. I like how we cleared those 100. But look at the pool of buyers that get pulled at the top always. We want to see buyers pulled more at the bottom and use as like a springboard. Otherwise, you're always going to have this kind of up-down movement like we saw just there. Buyers pulled at the top and failing is not good for us. We want buyers pulled at the bottom and being effective at pushing it up. That's good for us. And we want sellers to be pulled at the bottom and failing. But at this moment in time, I mean, we're dead in the middle, right? There's no kind of come on. I don't like that 600 here because we're trading below them. I don't like it. I really want to hold this line. If we can't hold this line, we've got to get out. It is what it is. Goes to 16, 25, all small numbers, nothing major here. Looks like we're in a tight little range here, going up and down a bit. Yeah, we're in a little tiny 1 minute range. So as long as we don't break below the range, it's not the end of the world. We can actually still manage to make this happen. I do like, again, the distribution of volume here. Most of the buyers at the bottom, we just need to see breakthrough. We need to see buyers being effective at the top here and actually breaking through. If they don't, then we're just going to keep ranging up and down until one side breaks out. In terms of cumulative, the cumulative looks a little bit, actually no, 11 minus 11.69, we're now minus 11.43. It's actually more on the favor of the sellers, annoyingly. It is actually more in the favor of the sellers. Slightly annoying looking. We're breaking below. Just as I said that, we're breaking below. All right. I think 111, 200. Yeah, I think this is unfortunately, I think the sellers got this one. The buyers looked like they were about to do it. They failed at the top here. Yeah, the distribution is bad. Yeah, it's bad. Could I jump in again potentially? I don't know, but it seems every time the buyers come in, they we'll see if they can give it one more chance. Maybe they can push it up here, because this is a heavy sell candle. If the sellers can't defend it, then we might actually be able to squeeze them out one last chance. But if not, I've lost hope on this trade, to be honest. Because the buyers are coming in heavy again. This is their last chance, really. We cannot let them fail here. They have to be able to push this up, but the sellers seem to be always absorbing them quite well here. 266. So the sellers have dropped it from 1,000 plus to now 700. So there is that sell aggression coming in, and they were quite effective at creating that wick in that candle. Okay, that looked half decent just for a split second, but again, it looks bad now. The moment, again, the buy distribution's at the top, always at the top, which is bad. Not good for us. Yeah, this is not looking like it's happening. Come on. It's your last chance here, guys. Don't fail on me. This is the cool thing about the ES. Look how slow it is. It's so slow. Like the NQ, it moves so quick. You have no you have no time to kind of think things through. You have to, here with the ES, it's like, all right, we can give it a couple of more seconds. It has that kind of calmness about it, which I like. The only good news is that the sell volume seems to have died down a bit, but they are still actually very effective. I mean, just look at the buy volume here, 294, and the sellers are still more effective than the buyers. It's not looking, but then you get these little pockets like here, where the sellers come in with size, but then kind of fail to really push it down. So there is still an iceberg in this area. The question is, where's that original candle that sparked it? Right, so here it is. These buyers here. Okay, yeah. So those original buyers that made that move, can they hold the line? If they can't, they can't. really thought when we were up here, I thought the buyers would have this here, but they just couldn't. They got absorbed very quickly. But this could just be a little pullback, and we can get the move potentially. But this is really the last line of defense now. There is kind of nothing below here that would indicate the sellers would, I mean, sorry, the buyers would kind of hold it. If they can't hold, these 1,000 silent buyers, these are the last line of defense on this trade. Sorry about that. If they can't hold it here, then it's like there is no defense anymore. But you're seeing the defense happening, but there's no real effectiveness right now. It's like buyers are a few men in a trench shooting their last few bullets potentially, and you just got this sell volume coming in. Yes, okay, they found a bit of aggression here. They're the last line of defense. They found a bit of aggression. Well done. It might actually work. All right, can we now actually keep that aggression coming in? So those buyers are the new line of defense now. It might work out here if they got this, as long as the sellers are willing to stop selling so aggressively, we might actually have it. They came in with their last few bullets and they worked some magic here. But remember, the volume distribution has to, like, for a buy, the volume distribution, you want it to be at the bottom. Like here, this is not looking great, right? Because we got all this heavy buy volume coming in, but it's not moving up. We need to get above them, and we need to get above them quick. That's not good, right? We need to stay above all that heavy volume. If we start failing, it's the same shit again. Then the sellers will just take over and we go back down again, right? So the buyers have to find some magic here. They have to stop the sellers from getting below a large chunk of this volume. If like these guys, very good, right? We got heavy buyers at the bottom of the candle. They managed to make the move happen. Great stuff. Well done. But we have to, it's these guys as well. They need to be effective. If they're not effective, because we're just at the top of these kind of range here, it can very easily just become a ranging market, and then we go up and down, up and down. So you might as well get out if they start failing. I mean, they are technically failing already, but we haven't actually broken below them, so I'm going to give them a bit more time. But if they do fail, like genuinely, if they break below here, it's out. Okay, all right. We're now above those buyers. Really good news. Now we want to stay above. As the buyers come in chunks, we want to stay above them always, right? Like, yes, it can drift a little bit, it can drift a little bit down, but you don't truly want them to kind of fail. Okay, see another 900 popped in here. We want to see them stay. We don't really want to drift too much below them. We want to kind of keep those levels solid, right? Okay, that's looking good. Now we're above that chunk of buyers. This is the new line of defense. Okay. Very, very good. You just want to keep looking at the volume as you move up. Again, there was another like 900, almost 1,000. You see how that's slowly starting to fail a bit? We could have a bit of a pullback here potentially. Yeah, you see how it starts failing? Now we want to see what happens to those sellers that come in. These are a lot of buyers probably exiting, manually exiting. But the sellers are, the distribution of volume is still good on our side. You see how sellers are at the bottom? Good. We want to now, this is the new line of defense, okay? We don't want to break below this candle essentially now. Now we can move our stops. If we're going to start trailing, we can move it below these candles, all right? And yeah, we're going to get trailed out at some point, but that's fine. Right, I'm just going to add the stop here. If we get trailed out, that's absolutely fine. Oh, I can't freaking see what I'm doing here. Zoom in because I've got to factor in the spread, obviously. So where's the spread? A few little pips. I think that. I mean, that's super tight, but let me drop it a little bit for a trail. But realistically speaking, we got buyers pulled up at the top here. Yes, we had some sellers come in. We could get trailed out here. If we do, it's absolutely fine. But at least we have direction now, and then we can always jump back in as we start potentially moving up in the market, right? Zoom out. This is the new line of defense. We don't want to get below. I mean, we are below, obviously, these heavy buyers here. They're still in play. If they start dropping out the market, realistically speaking, they're going to start dropping out. If we drift a little bit, then it will be a retracement type thing. All right, we got stopped out there. Not a problem. But let me just get rid of all these drawings. This is the new line of defense. Okay, let's see in the questions, because I know we've got a bunch of questions here. Hey, just curious, do you know the Beard Meets Food guy from the UK? Beard Meets Food. It rings a bell. I don't know, actually. I don't know. Brian, hey, Sammy, question. How do you treat the most recent range once it's traded through? Do you adjust the volume profile to the current price action, or do you wait to see if the previous range gets retested? On the 1 minute chart, I will adjust the volume profile as we move up. So for this kind of like push down, because this is the 1 minute volume profile, right? Let me just get rid of all these little drawings because it's starting to get a bit complicated. But yeah, we got this pullback. So the cool thing about this pullback is we have potential entries now, right? But yeah, I will adjust it as the move happens. Does that make sense? It's only on like old zones, like on like 4 hour or 15 minute or whatever. I won't keep adjusting it forward. Like if it was, I mean, we don't really have that example, but let me just take this for example. This is complete random, but like say I wanted to draw just this kind of push up here, I would, I wouldn't adjust it for that because it's like an old zone, right? But on the 1 minute, like as we keep making those moves, and as the move is moving, like this move down, still technically a downward move, right? So you could absolutely have, potential trades and these tiny little gaps here. You want to keep adjusting it. And if the moves start going up, you want to keep adjusting it along with how the market moves. Margaret, good to see you. Hey, brother, I have a really good footprint for Ninja. It's free. Oh, amazing. Medi, amazing. That's really cool, man. Thanks for switching on to ES. Makes it easier for me to use your judgment for considering options logic a little more stretched when you have NQ. Yeah, truth be told, ES is easier to trade than NQ. It's more just, it's slower, right? Like you have more time to kind of think and actually figure out what you're seeing. Close it. CVD not accurate on TradingView, bro. It's pretty accurate. Don't worry, man. Honestly, as long as you got the CME data, it's pretty accurate. All right. Every platform calculates it a bit differently, but ultimately, as long as you stick to it, it's pretty accurate. Fatty, good morning. Let's go. Few men in a trench. Go men, charge. I literally named one of the modules for my TradingView algo I'm working on Battle Plan. So it was funny hearing you say men in trench. That's kind of like what we're essentially seeing. Do you know what I mean? A few men in a trench. I mean, it's like a battlefield. Isn't that a hammer foot? 522. It is. Dr. Me, you found it. That is a hammer. That's technically a sell. If you were trading the hammer foot logic, just one candlestick pattern, that would be a sell. right there. You'd have your stop here. And in terms of targeting your take profit, I mean, you could do it by structure. You could do it a fixed kind of, 1-to-1, whatever. But that would technically be the hammer foot candle. You are absolutely right, Dr. Me. Well spotted. Well spotted. Shall I jump in based on the hammer foot? Like, I've never truly traded just a hammer foot candle. I don't know why. Even though I know that the win rate is pretty good on it, I don't know why I've never just done it. Shall I just jump in? All right, we're doing the hammer foot. Yes, the entry is bad, but we're going to do the hammer foot candle. We've entered a sell, but based on the hammer foot, the stop is going to be up here, 128 stop. Obviously, and we'll target down here or something. No, back test first. It's fine, guys. It's fine. I mean, it seems to be working very quickly. Technically, we would have almost hit if you're doing a 1-to-1, we would almost be at the TP. So I could close it out if we get to the 1-to-1. I'm fine. There's only one lot. It's next to nothing. We can do the hammer foot test here. We can forward test it live on these live day trading. It's fine. Hammer foot. Now, obviously, if I see something I really don't like, I will just exit myself. But we'll do the hammer foot, man. We'll do the hammer foot. I got my finger on exit just in case. So I have been back testing it. It has nuance to it. I can imagine, it will work a lot better if you do it based on, structure. If you do it based on certain areas, if you see it, the success rate will obviously be even better. But yeah, we can together, all of us, we can formulate. Oh, look, the TP would have been hit. So we'll get out because technically the TP was hit on the 1-to-1 hammer foot candle. Obviously, I missed it. I got out a bit late, but boom, hammer foot would have won a 1-to-1 trade if you did enter at the right. I entered quite low down, but if we entered it when we saw it, it would have been all right. But I feel like it would be much better on an EA. You would want, I think Peter's building one. You would want pretty much an EA doing it because it's one of those. It's one of those strategies that just doesn't work in real life because you have to kind of stare at every single candle, every minute, every close. You got to be like, is that it? And then you got to make your decision in a split second to jump in. How many times are we on this live and I'm talking whatever, and then Peter or Dr. Me or someone, it's like, oh, look, hammer foot candle. And I'm like, oh, yeah, there is one there. And it's already 2 candles away. Do you know what I mean? You're like, ah. And that's just a reality. Do you know what I mean? That is just a reality of back testing those kind of strategies. If it's one specific pattern, unless you're literally watching it constantly, and you're happy to sit there for 2 hours a day, every candle close, you can't even be on your phone because you might miss it the moment, every minute close, you got to be like, right, was that a candle? No. And then you got to wait a minute. Was that a candle? No. And then one day it will just pop up maybe in 20 minutes and you're like, oh, jump in quickly. And you got to be super quick. Do you know what I mean? It's not realistic to trade day to day. But if you can build an EA around it, now that's different. That is different. So the hammer foot worked out quite nicely. Would have gave you a nice 1-to-1 if you were a robot. The foot needs a quick click. A quick click. What is this? Oh man. What a nasty little trade. Oops, what have I done? Not bad, 120. Not bad. I'm still waiting for my big account. There's only 20K this account. I'm still waiting for the big account. It's coming. Oh, this could be a hammer foot candle. Guys, potentially the distribution is there. It has to close really bullish. Come on, guys. Come on. Nah, there's too much of a wick at the top. It's not really it. I almost caught it. Almost, if we closed nice and bullish at the top, I would have said that was a hammer foot candle, but it doesn't quite look like one. But the distribution was there. Do you know what I mean? The sellers at the bottom, buyers at the top. It's just something happened at the top here where the sellers absorbed the buyers. Unfortunate. Maybe this one. Yeah, this one is starting to look a bit on the bearish side, a hammer foot. We've got 20 something seconds, but this looks like could potentially be a bearish hammer foot here. The distribution's looking right. Buyers at the top, sellers at the bottom. 14 seconds. Can we have one? I'll jump in. I'll jump in based just on the hammer foot. Now we are at the bottom of a move, which isn't great. Nah, there's too much of a wick at the top. Too much of a wick at the bottom. Wasn't quite it. Wasn't quite it. So close. But like, who was it? Someone said there's nuance. Daniel Hood Racing said there's nuance to it, and he's absolutely right. Like I've noticed, if the candle appears, like where we are right now near lows, where naturally there's going to be a lot of buyers coming in, and it's going to be a bit hard to break potentially. It won't be as good, I would think. Like if you saw a buy hammer foot, it'll be probably nicer to take. Like you want to be more at the extremes. Do you know what I mean? Like a buy one, you want to be after kind of, a move down. That would be better. A sell or a bearish hammer foot you want to see after a move up would be better. So I would say, be somewhat selective on where they are. Because there's something in me like shorting it at the bottom of a low feels wrong to me. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously, it could break through and continue. Breakouts happen all the time, right? But somehow it feels wrong to me. But look at that. All right, let me get rid of all these little boxes that I got drawn about. The sell volume is looking quite decent. I'm not going to lie. Like the distribution of volume overall, since we've got to these lows, has been definitely more on the short side. Again, most buyers are at the top of every candle. We kind of had that flip occur. So I do think there could be a breakout here. I wouldn't put it past the breakout. We'll see. We'll see. They're just playing with us now. They are. I mean, this could be one here. I mean, the volume on the buy side is pretty shit. But, here's the breakout. There we go. So, yeah, you could kind of see the breakout happening, right? Because, again, just how the distribution of volume within the last few candles, you saw that kind of flip a bit. Like here, it was kind of all over the place a bit. And then really, since this candle, we just saw that kind of distribution of buy volume at the top, all the sellers at the bottom. And it also, it was effective, right? Like it was actually moving down. So I did feel like the breakout was probably going to occur. But I'm not a breakout trader. I've been burnt too many times trying to chase the market on breakouts. So I'd rather just not trade breakouts. It's just a weird thing about mine. I don't know. I never feel comfortable trading breakouts. But this is a lot of sell volume potentially trapped. So this could be a fake out, not a breakout. Because that is a hell of a lot of sell volume. But again, that would be a lot of stops getting hit, right? Makes absolute sense, right? Any buyers who got in, here, wherever, their stops are going to be there, right? And the fact that all, you just got a bunch of sellers that appear, it's probably stops being hit, But yeah, 40 viewers, 8 likes. Some people haven't returned though. Some people haven't returned, sadly. I swear we were doing like 80 viewers before. Half my audience has disappeared. I go away for 1 week. Hopefully they come back. Maybe they're not aware I'm back. I should post on Instagram that I'm live. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I do have a footprint video coming out today, which is going to be good. So do watch out for that. I will have a footprint video coming out today. You're the best. They don't know you. Thank you, Mikey. Mikey, were we meant to have a one-on-one earlier? I think that was you, right? Were you at the gym or something? So yeah, rebook if that was you. It's no problem. They'll come back. Hopefully. They are the ones losing now. Some are new. That is true. Some are new. Who's new? Who's watching first time here? Let me know. Because I see all familiar names. I guess there was a few I didn't recognize, and maybe there were some new people. Oh, Nils, you're new. Oh, amazing. Welcome, Nils. The Mystic Vault. Amazing stuff. Oh, so we do have some new people. That's awesome to see. Looking forward to that video. Charis brought me. Charis, yeah. Charis is awesome, man. The boat captain. What's Charis up to these days? Is he riding his yacht? Goat ate it. Oh, Goat ate it. That's a good username. First time watching live. Amazing. Welcome, Goat. Indeed, tons of work, I believe. Yeah, I can imagine being a boat captain. Probably hard to trade. Because even if you have downtime, are you going to get connectivity always if you're out in the ocean somewhere? Probably not. So it does look like this could be potentially a fake out, guys. Again, that spike in volume, not much follow through. I do think that was a lot of stops, so I'm still going to be more bearish on this one. I think I don't know. I'm more bearish. Just the fact that we broke this. In fact, I would actually quite like to sell here. I'm seeing those sellers come in. They're actually pushing quite well. I'm going to jump in for a quick short. I can literally have a stop, a little bit above here. Because again, we've kind of broken that gap. We didn't break it, like by a lot, only a little bit. But once you come back, that's the kind of move, right? So I'm jumping in just as soon as I saw a bit of that sell volume come in. That's going to be my new line of defense now, these sellers here, predominantly that 530. If we drift above them, I can jump out. It's not a big problem. But I would like to see, they hold and we get a bit of an extension down. So we'll see what happens. What's my stop here? 80. That's not too bad. What am I up on? I don't even know what I'm done on the day. All right, only at 120 up. So I've got a bit of breathing room. It's not terrible. But yeah, realistically speaking, if the sellers, if the buyers, are able to push past that 130, I would be looking to get out anyway. So I might not have to wait until my stop gets hit. Because I am seeing a bit of pooling at the bottom, but it's not terrible. We'll let it play out. Give it a few minutes. That is nuts. I'm a boat captain. G-Man. That's amazing. A lot of captain traders then. Is that kind of a thing within the maritime community to be traders? I don't know. Will you draw the volume profile on the new 1 minute structure? So it is still being drawn. Like I've got it set to extend right. So from this move down, we don't really have any new gaps that were created at the bottom here. So we'll just let that roll. But realistically speaking, it's not going to create another gap until we kind of break these lows and really gap through. We want to see that kind of heavy sell volume come in and just kind of what's the word? Gap the market essentially. But there's still buyers trying to hold this line. And like I said, this is the line of defense for the sellers. If they fail here, this could be a double bottom type thing. It's never confirmed, so you just kind of have to be, unfortunately, ready to exit if these sellers cannot defend here. And yeah, give them this is literally the line of defense. If we fail here, the sellers cannot keep those buyers at bay. I mean, they're doing okay right now. They're keeping it at bay. If they struggle here, you might as well get out. Do you know what I mean? Looks like a failed little scalp. It's not a problem. These things happen. So I got my finger on exit because I'd rather just exit than get my stop hit. Because I feel if we break above there, that my stop is going to get hit regardless. So you might as well save yourself a few dollars, right? Okay, they defended. Well done. But now we need follow through. We need that follow through to come in because we had a lot of buyers come in here. Hopefully this is where the buyers give up and realize it's not their day. And we get that. Eventually they just get overpowered and we actually get to move down now. So let's see. But this is why I don't like setting my stop like exactly at the line of defense, because there's a good chance you can get wicked out a little bit and then you get so pissed off. You're like, oh my God, I got wicked out, and then it went down. So I'd rather just manually kind of, keep my finger on the exit and play it by ear as we get there, because it's not exact. It's not an absolute exact science. Do you know what I mean? Because people might want to start defending here, but it can drift a little bit before it actually pushes down. But I really, really want to see that pop happen now. I really want to see it pop. We're still struggling to break these lows, Where are the lows? So the lows are, right there. We're still struggling to break it. The volume is there, but it fails. Every time we get to those lows, the sellers start failing. But it can take a bit of time. Do you know what I mean? Peter, Sammy, Boris is doing a good job of marketing. He's doing that one-click MT5 for everyone doing Ola. Yes. Yeah, we had a little, what do you call it? Like a little deal with him. Really awesome stuff. So yeah. That little program he's got is awesome, man. Really, really good. Come on. They're going in for another shot. Come on, sellers. Come on. This is just messy right now. Really, really messy. Come on. They defended once, but they just couldn't break through yet. I do think they will. I just don't want to be stuck in this damn trade for like 20 minutes, because the ES and the NQ have this habit of going sideways. Do you know what I mean? Going sideways at critical areas for 30 minutes, and then you realize, it's actually a range now. And then you're stuck in this damn range. And all right, here again. Oh, look at that. They're still trying it. They're still trying it. Let's see if the sellers can defend. Got my finger on exit potentially because I don't want to. $360 back to 5. sellers aren't coming in aggressively. A little bit. Oh, no, that didn't look good. They're out. Oh, that did not look good for that split second there. Those sellers are really struggling a little bit, but they're coming in aggressively here, so I'm okay. But I did not like what I saw there. That looked really bad. And I just got stopped out. No big deal. I don't know if you guys caught that, but what I saw there, that did not look good. Not look good at all. It doesn't look bad. Let's see. We'll jump in again in a minute. I think potentially it's okay to jump in. I think my stop was just a little bit too tight. I just want to see if the sellers have any. No, look at that. It's going. Oh no, that's a hammer foot. That's a hammer foot, guys. It's a hammer foot. Shall I jump in on the hammer foot? It'll be a buy. All right, let's do it. We're going in hammer foot style. So this is forward testing the hammer foot candle. So my stop with the spread, I can't tell what the spread is. I can't see it. It's I mean it's hammer footish. Do you know what I mean? And it will be a 1-to-1, right? So a 1-to-1, that means 70 profit, something like that. I mean, I'll just whatever target the top here and we'll get out manually. But that is technically a hammer foot, right? Sellers at the bottom, buyers at the top. It's not a perfect hammer, but it's hammer footish enough. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to hold it. Let's see the hammer foot do its thing. I mean, it's funny because it technically goes against my normal trading strategy. My normal trading strategy would say there'd be more shorting because we kind of broke through that area, but we're hammer footing it today. We're forward testing this damn thing. Let's do it. And this is the first time I caught one actually live. Hammer footish or fetish. I don't know. Oh, look, the hammer foot is all right. It would have hit its 1-to-1. So we would have hit our 1-to-1 here. Do you think we could stretch out a bit more on the hammer foot? Let's see if we can stretch out a bit more. I mean, 1-to-1 would have been $70, right? Because the stop is 70. Yeah, so we would be at. Let's see if we can do a 1-to-2 or anywhere that makes sense structurally. I mean, realistically speaking, I wouldn't be surprised if we can go back up to those highs. So I'm gonna, or we can. Well, I could trail it to 70, but there's a good chance he might just get stopped out. Like we would have got stopped out right there. So got to really set some rules here. I don't know. I don't know what to do now. Shall I stick to the 1-to-1 or what do you guys think? Should we do just hammer foot candle? We do 1-to-1 or treat it as like, oh, we extension. What do you guys think? We'll do that forward testing because one-to-one. All right. Okay. From now on, any hammer foot candle, 1-to-1. If it goes back up to 70, 1-to-1, I'll get out. Yeah. So we'll move our take profit to 1-to-1. Where is it? Somewhere here. I don't know. Oh, that's 85. I can't see shit. There it is, 70. Oh, it did just touch it annoyingly. Come on. Don't do me dirty, yes. Get me out of 1-to-1. Come on. Come on. ES. Don't do me dirty. It'll do it. I mean, what are the chances it wouldn't do it, right? I've had my finger open 1 to 2 from a good level. Okay, I quite like that actually. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Are you actually taking the piss? I look away 2 seconds. What is going on? All right. I kind of feel like it won't do it now. No, no, it might do it. It might do it. We'll hold it. It will do 1 to 1. Technically, you already did it, but we're holding for that 1 to 1. It looks okay. It looks okay. It was just, oh, this could be another hammer foot. Okay, what should we do if there's another hammer foot within a hammer foot? Just enter again, or I mean, it's not actually a hammer foot. I mean, it's got 20 seconds. If it closes bullish, it could be a hammer foot. Come on, just give me 1 to 1, man. Actually taking the piss, and yes, you're literally taking the piss right now. All right, I'm gonna get out because I'm starting to lose hope that okay, no, here we go. No, do you want to do it? No, it's gonna do it. It has to do it. Today is a tough market for me. Chose a foot. Add size. Okay, add size if there's another one. Okay, yeah. So add another position if another hammer foot within a hammer foot. Okay, cool. We'll do that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Way 1 to 1's been triggered. There we go. Cool. All right. Enter again if it was. All right, cool. Poor price action today, but it all depends how you trade it. I think 1 to 1 seems fair because it's literally a single candlestick pattern. If we see it, we take it. Fix, stop, fix, win. And we just forward test this on these lives, right? Because we can back test a lot, but forward testing it on the live, I think, is almost it's almost awesome. So I'm going to try and keep my eye out every time I see one. I'll try and get it and actually enter. All right. Have to work. Good luck all. Thanks for streaming. G-Man, have a good one. Get safe to work. I'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully. But have a good one. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, today, price action wise, I mean, it looks like it's just ranging, really. Wants to go up, down, up, down. I mean, we've kind of been ranging for ages, really. Even like early in the pre-market, it's been pretty shit. But we'll find more hammer foot candles. Yeah, we just saw like down here, that was that absorption. I did think we would actually have a bit of an extension here. I thought eventually, the sellers will break through, but there must have been a big, what do you call it, iceberg or something, just absorbing all those sellers. They just couldn't bring it down. So fair play, London burned me so hard today. Yeah. Sam, can you define the hammer foot again? Absolutely. All right. So the hammer foot candle is I'll try find like a really good one. I saw one really earlier. Okay, so here's a really good hammer foot, right? So for a bearish hammer foot, Eric, it's basically a hammer candle, right? Like we all know what a hammer is. For a bearish one, you got a long wick at the top, a nice full body, bearish body, with little to no wick at the bottom, right? Easy. Obviously, bullish, the exact same thing, but flipped around, right? So long wick at the bottom, nice big kind of bullish body with a little wick or no wick at the top, right? But then we also want to see the volume distribution. So for a bearish one, you want to see a bunch of buyers all stuck at the top of the candle, and a bunch of sellers all at the bottom, right? That's the volume distribution. And for a buy hammer foot, you want to see a bunch of buyers at the top and a bunch of sellers stuck at the bottom of the wick. All right. And you also, another third kind of criteria is you want to see some kind of decent volume as well. So here the volume's pretty decent, right? Decent amount of buyers, decent amount of sellers. Okay, if it was like 6 or something or 10, like that's just not good enough volume. Do you know what I mean? It's just too little. So you want to see like some decent volume there as well. And that's basically the hammerfoot candle. And the one we just traded was, I don't know where it was. Was it here? This is the one, right? Yeah, this was it. So again, kind of hammer shaped. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's good enough, right? Decent enough wick, little wick at the top, nice full bullish body, buyers at the top, and all the sellers trapped at the bottom. That's the hammerfoot right there. And the idea is you get in the moment that candle closes, you get in for a buy, like so. Your stop is literally below the candle, and it's a 1-to-1. Where's 1-to-1? About here somewhere. 1-to-1, and that's it. So I hope that helped. We had a little bit of a hammerfoot there. We missed it. Damn it. We missed it. So here is a little bit of a hammerfoot candle. You know, the buyers at the top got a nice little hammer. It's not the biggest one, but and bunch of sellers at the bottom. That could have been our 1-to-1. This is the thing about trading these one candlestick patterns. You miss them all the time. Backtesting is great because you're like, oh, I would have got another trade. But in real life, like you just miss them. So the trade would have been, you know, below here and a 1-to-1. Yeah, it would have hit. I mean, it wouldn't have been only 4 points, but it would have hit nonetheless. Little scalp. That's the only downside to these. You really need an EA. Like you need an EA to do it, man. If you wanted to properly trade it or be really rigid with yourself, like maybe the first hour of market open, you're willing to just sit there, you know, finger on the mouse, ready to enter, and you just, for that 1 hour, you just catch whatever opportunity is there, and then that's it. Because you couldn't do it, like, realistically speaking, you have no distractions, no people talking, you're not live streaming, you're not on your phone, you're just watching it for 1 hour, and that's it every day, same time. You catch whatever opportunity there is. You might get 1 or 2, and that's it. And then that's done for the day. If you have like a really rigid system, you could probably do that. But you'd be burnt out if you tried to do that like 3-4 hours a day. Nah, you'd be seriously burnt out because you would just keep missing them. Do you know what I mean? Like it's really hard to kind of find them. Well, not hard to find, but hard to kind of get them on time and kind of spot them, you know? So I think it could drop now. Never mind. Was a beauty. Hammerfoot. Oh, it is yeah, it's technically a hammerfoot. All right, we're doing 1-to-1. Now, technically, because I actually would have got a better entry, I might get stopped out here. With the spread, I'll say that's about the spread. So now the 1-to-1. Okay, I'm just going to do it on TradingView like this so I can see where the 1-to-1 would be. But it's technically a hammerfoot. It's not perfect because there's not a lot of sellers and the volume is quite low, 80, 60. But is it? It's a failed one. It failed. The hammerfoot failed. But it's fine. I would say, look, again, yeah, the volume isn't great on that one. I mean, 80 contracts, 60, 30. You want a few hundred at least, I would say. But it's technically a hammerfoot. You were right. I tried that for 1 day and it was exhausting. How long did you do it for, Cody? Like a whole day or just like a little bit? I'm practicing this hammerfoot for first hour of NY Open. Nice, Margaret. How's the results been? Like, again, guys, like I haven't formed a strategy around this. This is just, you know, it's been good. And what have you been doing, Margaret? Just kind of trading it. The moment you see it, you jump in, regardless of structure, regardless of, you know, or you're adding any other confidences to it. And are you doing like 1-to-1? What is kind of your what is your strategy? Oh, Hammerfoot. It's just the sell volume is shit. Look at that. 6 and 13. It's next to nothing, but technically it's a Hammerfoot. I'm going to jump in. I really don't like the sell volume. What's going on? Where's the action? Oh, got a terrible, terrible fill there. So it'll be about there. Yeah, so truth be told, the sell volume could be buy volume. It's so little, like 13 and 6, it could have also been buy because it's so little. I think the rules have to be, but there's got to be some actual volume as well on both sides. So it's not great, but 800 is nice. So technically a Hammerfoot. 81 would be 1-to-1. So we'll do. It's just because of the damn spread. You got to figure this shit out. 1-to-1. My God, I got such a bad fill. Oh no, that's not. That is the Hammerfoot. Why did I get such a bad fill? Oh, because I didn't spot it right away. Of course. Okay, so I'm trying to do the math here. Technically, if I was doing a 1-to-1 on a bad fill, what I have now, I'd have to do 80 here. But technically, you would, if you got the perfect fill, you would have. This is the thing, you need an EA, man. At the moment, if you're a little bit late, you don't get the right fill. And that will mess up your. Do you know what I mean? I mean, here you might get lucky here, and actually, it might actually fill us 1-to-1. But technically, there we go. I think that's. Go on. It's just a spread. Come on. There we are. There it is. All right, cool. It was about 3 hours. NY open to almost noon my time. I moved stop loss. Oh, that was Cody. Cool. Yeah, 3 hours is a lot, to be fair. I move stop loss trial, not 1-to-1. Oh, okay. You trail the stop loss. Got you. Okay, that could be actually quite cool. But I also look at the low volume nodes. If it's close to next level in a range market, I won't get it. Okay. So you have other confluences. Well, that's good. I think that's probably best to build a strategy if you were trading it. Like I think this version that we're doing here, it would probably be good for an EA. You have low risk on each trade. I can imagine, as long as, yeah, like, and you have an EA that calculates, it doesn't just jump in with the same size every time, right? So it has a fixed risk. So for example, you're only ever going to lose $50 and it will automatically calculate the size of the candle, so what your stop loss would be, and enter the right lot size amount to make sure your stop is always $50. I think if you did it that way, you have a really kind of, rigid rules on the EA. I think it would be a profitable strategy as well. Hey, I'm still waiting for a video on how to utilize the delta footprint when trading in Joker today. I've got it made. It's coming out today. Hey brother, I have a really good footprint for Ninja. It's free. I know you told me. Drop me a message on Instagram or something. I'm happy to have a look. But yeah. Do you think that we should only trade after NY open, avoid trading London? For the most part, I would say it's probably better. Especially if you're trading like indices, NQ, ES, stuff like that. Probably better you stick to the NY open and beyond. Yeah. Because that's where the real volume's at, Oh, there's a bit of a Hammerfoot there. It's a Hammerfoot. We're going in. Sell 1-to-1. Spotted that just in time. It's a Hammerfoot. We'll do 1-to-1. Where is 1-to-1? Here we go. It's basically, it's got to be like here somewhere. Actually, I've got a perfect entry. So 1-to-1. It's just this damn spread. I'm trying to figure out how big the spread is. I can barely see it and it moves too much. I don't know. I'm just trying to visually eyeball it a bit. $73, I'll say. So 73 would be about there, 1-to-1 with the spread. All right, let's see. Hammerfoot. It is technically a hammerfoot. Buys at the top. There is a bit of a wick at the bottom, but the volume distribution is about right. It seems to be technically a hammerfoot. We'll roll with it. Thoughts on ICT? I've never, truth be told, Dr. Me, I've never really looked into ICT and all that, so I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. Like, I've never truly looked into it. All right. Boris talks good about you and the footprint lesson you gave. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, Boris is awesome. That was a really good stream. I'm glad I was on there. I'd love to do more kind of streams with him. Go really in depth in the footprint and stuff. Oh, the hammerfoot failed. Hammerfoot failed. It's fine. Great, thanks. I used it for trading today and made money. So far, I've been looking at things such as buyer, seller, being trapped, absorption, order flow for a specific. Amazing. In Joker, amazing stuff. Yeah, I mean, use it correctly, you could definitely get a very good edge in the market. But we're doing a bit of hammer footering today. I tested it on ES last week, 5 MES. It's around $1,000 per day. Depends on volatility. If trailing, sometimes get very small profit. But also catch a big move. Try behind the seller when sell. Trail behind the seller when sell. Very good stuff. Be meaning to ask you, if you see a candle with all say red deltas on the footprint and the candle itself ended up closing green, what does that mean? It depends on the context, right? It can mean multiple things. So it really depends on the context of where you see it. So, for example, you generally see them at the top and bottom of moves. It's called delta divergence, and it's basically just either a bunch of take profits being hit. So, for example, maybe we see it here somewhere. Okay, here's a delta divergence, right? This candle here. So in this one, I mean, we've generally had a push down. We also had a bit of a push up there. Buyers would have come in. So we got to ask ourselves, what is actually going on here? It's majority buyers, aggressive buyers, right? But the candle was red. So aggressive buyers will either be people obviously hitting market orders buy, or it would, oops, what have I done here? So this was actually genuine aggression because we're at the bottom of a move. So these were real buyers coming in, okay? And the fact that so they just got absorbed basically. There was a lot of sellers somewhere here in the book. That's all it meant. But it broke through the iceberg. So that was just an iceberg. But if you see it like I'm trying to find another one. Again, same thing here, because it's a move down and we're seeing positive delta, but a bearish candle. It's just buyers coming in aggressively. So it could signal the end of the sell move. Do you know what I mean? But if you see it like the other way round, let's see if we got one here somewhere. Here's one. Here's one. So on this one, we've got obviously negative delta and buyers. And the move right now, if you look at it from there, you would have had, we know a bunch of buyers came in. So why is the delta negative? Is there anything, would there be any kind of stops there? Not really. You would kind of imagine stops would be below certain structure like here. So it's not buyers getting stopped out. Yeah, this would have just been a lot of sellers coming in again aggressively and essentially getting absorbed by buyers. So, but they succeeded, the buyers. So it depends, really does depend on context. Sometimes you see it really obvious, like here, right? Here we had it, but we had a bunch of buyers this time. This is obviously take profits, right? So the reason, oops, what the hell's that? The reason that happened, because we had this move up and then we see a peak of buyers come in, would be take profits. And that kind of lines up to, you know, these highs here. So any of these buyers, they would have had, you know, a trade somewhat like this, for example, and their take profit would be up here. Their take profit is now a sell limit, which gets matched up to aggressive buyers, and therefore it looks like buyers on the footprint, but it's actually a lot of these buyers taking profit, essentially, right? So it doesn't really mean anything. It just means, you know, you got to look at it at like within context. But there's not like, oh, if you see it, this will happen. It's like, it's all contextual. Bonjour, Sam. Bonjour. The hammer foot failed because you were at a HTF low volume node. It's true, we were. You were very high time frame, low volume node. We were. Oh well. But this is it. I want to kind of just forward test it just based on pure kind of like, forget everything else, just do the hammer foot. Just do the hammer foot. But I'm sure, look, if you add like a bit more confluence to it, I would never recommend just blindlessly entering based on one confluence. But if you add a bit more context to it, I think you'd have a much better success rate, 100%. Do you think high volatility matters a lot when trading order flow? Because I'm wondering if footprint can work well in the Asia session, maybe trading gold. I would say you definitely want to, you definitely want volume in the market. It's very hard to trade a thin market, right? And gold, even more so, gold is very difficult. Very, very difficult because the volume you see on gold is not the complete gold market, nowhere near. So a lot of the stuff you see on gold might not actually have effect on gold's price, right? Because you're only seeing a sliver of the true volume, and most of the volume is hidden. So yeah, if you were to like, it'll be a really tough one in Joker. I'll be honest, that would be tough. Like trading gold in Asian session on the footprint, because again, it's futures. You're not seeing the Asian volume, essentially. You're only seeing what people on the future side on the CME is trading in the Asian session, which is going to be little. Do you know what I mean? Hi, Sammy. Good to see you back. Guess what? I got a 50K challenge and passed it in 4 days. First day trading, I end the day with 1.1K, but Ola Prime cancelled my funded due to a following idea in loss. What does that mean? Sorry, following idea in lost. Darkfire. Send me an email, Darkfire. I'll get it looked into. All right. My email is sam@olaprime.com. All right, sam@olaprime.com. Send me an email. I'll get that looked at. Extreme Kid, hi. Do you draw the profile manually? Yes, always manually. Draw it manually on any leg. So, for example, this leg has now been completely broken. We can get rid of all these nodes; they don't matter anymore. And now I want to draw it from, you know, where the push-up started to where we are now for any potential retracements back into these low volume node areas where we could, you know, buy off again, right? Hammer foot at low volume node should be a good combo. I can imagine that would be a good combo, but I think it would be very rare as well. Like, you'll have to wait quite a bit. I mean, technically, like, yeah, no, we haven't had any more. That was all the hammer foots we've had. Do you think SP is going to go down today? I think it's ranging today. I think it's just ranging up, down, up, down. It just looks like a range to me. It's not going anywhere. We just kind of Open went up a bit, then we went back down. Now we're going back up, and I'm assuming it's going to go back down. I don't think we're really going anywhere today. Did you only day trade since you stopped working as a professional trader? Um, do you mean, what do you mean, Dr. Me? Like, I mean, obviously when I was working as a trader, I still day traded, but like trading for myself, yeah, of course. Like when I stopped working, I became a retail trader. Yeah, understandable. Sammy, do you have a Discord I can join? I don't have a personal Discord, but I do have like a channel within Ola Prime's Discord. So you can join Ola Prime's Discord, and then you have my little like section, and that's my kind of area. Should we look at shorting the S&P now? I'd say give it a bit more. Like don't jump the gun yet. But yeah, I would be more inclined to start shorting it soon, just based on the fact that I feel like we're in a range. If the footprint shows something quite good, I'll be more happy to short up here, ideally somewhere in this area. Hats off to you. Thank you, Dr. May. But again, you're seeing profit taking happen, right? Look at the volume start spiking up. All those buyers that entered before, and now some we got, 1,000, another 1,000, another 3,000. These are all people, just all buyers taking profit. That's all it is, right? So buyers are exiting the market. The Mystic Vault. Other than low volume nodes, are there any other key levels you look out for? Honestly, no. Just low volume nodes I look for. I mean, there are many key levels you can look out for, right? Like previous day highs, lows, all that kind of stuff. But like if I was to plot everything, every major key level, it would just become like your chart would just be a million lines. Do you know what I mean? You have to at some point kind of be like, all right, I'm only going to focus on these key levels. And sure, it just becomes too hard to trade when there's too much going on. Do you know what I mean? So my recommendation is stick to like one way of do you know what I mean? One way of finding your levels and stick to them, we're approaching another good area. Maybe we can look for a short. Yes, hopefully we get there. Hopefully we get a nice short in this area. But we're starting to see sell volume come in. This is definitely a big take profit candle. Stop loss crying commercial. Oh, you saw that? That was all AI. Can you believe that shit? I mean, like they sent it to me. I was like, holy crap! Like that looks real. Like it looks so real. It didn't even look like AI. Like I don't know, man. AI is scary. I could be AI right now, and you probably wouldn't realize. I'm not. I'm a real person, but I could be AI. There'll come a time, and it'll probably be very soon, where there'll be AI YouTubers, people making video. You think they're real, and they're just made up people. And I don't know what's going to happen to the world when we get to that stage, because you can trust anything you see, and we're pretty much almost there. Like right now, you can kind of still tell when something's AI if you've got a really good eye, but we're pretty much there now. It's very scary. I'll send you the email. Thank you. I trade the shorts. My P&L was red, but I managed to recover and profit to 1.1k. Amazing stuff, Darkfire. Any cash trades today on my own cash account? No. On my own account, no. I have traded the Ola Prime account. I'm basically flat on the day today. We did some literally perfectly flat. We did some trades earlier based on, footprint trading and actual low volume nodes. And then we did a bunch of, what do you call it? Hammerfoot trades. So it's been a mixture of stuff today. AI is good and scary at the same time. It really is. Do you only take trades when price interacts with your nodes? On my like cash accounts, yeah. I look for very specific things on the cash account, but I barely like maybe not even a trade a day a lot of the time. I'm just taking, you know, I'm really, really cautious with the cash. Here in these live streams, I front run. I do a bit more, you know, 'cause you want to add a bit of entertainment to it and a bit more action, because otherwise it'll be very boring. The world will implode. Most music now AI in my regions. Oh yeah, the music AI is insane, guys. Absolutely insane. Oh, look at that. Little peak. That is take profit right there. That's buyers getting out the market. Now, when buyers get out the market, there's usually a little drift down. So just based on that, again, purely front running. So please, if you got like an account you care about, please don't copy these trades. But purely front running, I would short based on just that alone. Because that means 100% buyers are taking profit. There's going to be some pressure that gets released and you're going to get some kind of little movement down most of the time. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be a proper down move. You might even only just get 1 or 2 points. It has no weight to it really. It's just the first sign of we could get something here, but that's it. Do you know what I mean? It's not something I would genuinely be like, oh, definitely trade this, take it 100%. And then your stop would really be, you know, just above where those buyers took profit, right? So the stop, because of the spread, it's kind of hard to like measure where it is, but I'll just manually click out. In terms of take profit, I mean, just roll with it, trail it, you know, try grab as much as you can out of it based on the volume, right? So we want to see now, essentially, what do we want to see? Big sellers come in and be effective. You want to see heavy sell pressure come in and the market actually move down. All right. I mean, that point of control, you got a little low volume node gap type thing here. It's not great, but you got a little one there. You could probably, you know, in terms of the scalp, probably get back down. Also, the point of control, it's not terrible, but we'll see. We'll see. Do you mention those boring things in the upcoming video regarding footprint usage? Sorry, which boring thing? I've lost you in Joker. I've lost you. Can you explain what you meant? How to read buyers getting out of market? Can you elaborate? Just yes. Yeah, so, oh, what's going on? Is that a hammer foot? That is a hammer foot. This and flip now. If we're still doing this hammer foot thing, I gotta get. I mean, that would have been a stop out anyway. And now we got to flip to a buy because of the hammer foot, but we got a bad fill. The hammer foot literally came last second. All right, we're doing the 1-to-1 hammer foot. Well, right next to this low volume node. This feels so wrong to do. I'm not gonna lie. It feels so wrong to trade at the top here. This doesn't feel right to me, but we're gonna do it because we said we're gonna hammer foot it every time we see it. I got a terrible fill on it, but we'll do it regardless. What are we saying? How to read buyers getting out the market? Yes, okay. How to read buyers getting out the market. So very easy to cut. Well, so it's all within context, right? You see, we had this move up, obviously. Somewhere there's going to be people are going to take profit, right? So naturally, where's the take profit level is going to be? It's also going to be at the top here of previous highs. So if you see at those previous highs, bunch of buyers come in, that's take profits, right? Because again, your take profit, like this here, is a sell limit. A sell limit in the book gets matched up with buyers and it appears as buyers in the footprint. So that's how you can tell buyers are getting out. All right. Look who's back. Mo, good to see you. I've also seen one of you interacted with a fair value where you took a trade. Yeah, you don't focus on fair value gap. What's your pro opinion? Honestly, I have no idea, Mystic Vault, what a fair value gap is. Like, I genuinely do. I've never looked into it. I don't know what it is. Like, I've heard the term a million times. I know it's ICT related, but I've never looked into it. So I couldn't tell you. Do you know what I mean? I genuinely couldn't tell you because I don't know. You said you were only looking for boring things, confluences, I'm assuming. Oh, okay. Yes. So the boring things, I'm not saying I'm looking for boring things. I'm looking for very specific things. But if I wait on these live streams and just wait for that very specific things, it would be a boring live stream because you'd hardly see any trades, right? But what I'm looking for is, again, volume nodes, like only bigger ones, like decent. I'm looking for essentially what I always see, but I'm looking for that confirmation. So, like in this example, I would want to see area, loads of buyers, loads of buyers, right? The buy volume really spike up. That's number 2. Then I want to get buyers, right? And loads of sellers come in below the buyers and movement confirmation. That would be number 3. That would be my entry to get in. That is what I'm looking for, right? So like 3 kind of things happen in a row. But you don't always get it, and that's the thing. So sometimes you are just waiting. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Just delete all this. All right, so we got the hammer foot candle here. Let's see the hammer foot candle. Will it do its magic? Obviously, we've got a terrible fill. We really should have entered where we are now, like there, and then, but it's fine. Mystic, I reckon a low volume node actually shows you the most exact place where a real fair value gap sits. You can see the actual volume there. Market moves really fast in a fair value gap, and it shows where the least time is spent. Exactly, Peter. Sandy, people who trade fair value gaps wear thongs. Oh, that's funny. Might sound counter, but if you think about it, it makes sense. That is absolutely it. Low volume nodes are actually high volume. It's just because the market didn't spend much time there. That's why it's low. Like there's a little low volume kind of node there on that move up. And you can see the high volume, you know, shot the market up. The more extreme, like on this one, probably the better. Let's have a look. Oops. Oh, there it is. I mean, overall, got a little spike of high volume there. Boom, 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 boom. Move the market up. Where's next? Another little low volume node there. Oh, yeah, that one's beautiful. Look at that. You can actually see the gap, like boom, boom. And it moves up really quick. Beautiful. Beautiful. I see. What if we break through the level going long and come back below it? Do you think it's still useful for taking shorts? Or did we get comfortable around that area since we respected it? Disrespect. Are you talking about okay, so for example, like this area here, right? This is a low volume, like a longer term low volume node, not 1 minute one. So these ones are better to trade, right? The longer term ones. So are you saying if we break through it, so break through like that, and then come back below it, oh, like this again? Yeah, if you start trading through it, I would get rid of it. If it gets completely disrespected, right? Like up, down, and there's no kind of let me see if I can find an example. I'll probably have to go 15-minute for this. Give me a minute. I can't find an example here, but oh shit, look at this. What happened? The hammer foot candle failed right at the top. again, look. Okay, I would say with the hammer foot candles, definitely put in context. Like, would it be smart to buy just based on one kind of candle when we know we're in a ranging market? We know there's a low volume node there. We know buyers have exited. Probably a bit stupid, right? Um, but yeah, definitely would be looking more to short just because of, context matters, right? So I don't know, Peter, can you, with your EA that you're building, can you add context to it? I really don't know. I really don't know. I've never built a EA before. Can you add context to the EA? Because I think that would be good. But my God, look at this. So we got, yeah, you just got wicked out. But this is why, like, again, you really do want to wait until you get to these areas. Do you know what I mean? Like, granted, we didn't actually get there, which is very annoying. We got very close. We got like a point away. But you want to see essentially what we saw here, but in there. Do you know what I mean? You want to see a big spike of buyers come in, right? Ideally, you want it to kind of stay at that level, but you want it to do it up there. And then as we trade below that spike of buyers, you want to see that big sell volume come in. And we didn't really get it. I mean, we got like, here's quite nice, like the 450, 495 in quick succession, a nice bunch of sell volume. Even here again, a bit below it, but that was really kind of the nice sell volume right there. And then you want to see the sell volume be effective. And we saw that, when sell volume did come in, it has been effective. Again, the volume distribution is good. Buyers at the top, sellers at the bottom. That's kind of your confirmation to get in. Do you know what I mean? That was someone asked about the boring part or something. I think it was you in Joker. Was it in Joker? Someone asked about it. Can't remember who it was, but one of you guys asked. That is what I mean by like confirmation, by waiting for it. But it is a bit boring because it takes time. Like, you're not going to get trades very often. You have to just sit there and wait, unfortunately. Yeah, it was you. Yeah. So that is what I meant. The only technically didn't happen here because it didn't happen in the area. It got did it very close to the area, but didn't quite do it in the area. What happens if we don't touch the node, but we're nearby it? Would you still look for a trade? Prop accounts, yeah. Like live stream, yeah. But if it's like account that truly means a lot to you, no. Like, you really, really only want to do it when you're at that area. Low volume known hammerfoot 1623. Oh, 1623. Where are we? So 23. Ah, shit. You're right. It was right. How did I not see that one? Again, Dr. Me, you found it. The hammer candle, the volume distribution. I should have flipped because I jumped in on this one, right, on the buy, and it was really bad. And then got stopped out, but you could have flipped right there when you saw that one. Well spotted. Well spotted. Never mind. Never mind. We'll catch the next one, right? What time frames do you mainly use? Mainly 15-minute for marking out zones and then 1 minute for entry. I see. I need to get the discipline you have. Like, this is why prop trading is good as well, because on prop trading you can be a bit more, like, obviously still stick within risk limits. Don't go mental. But you can be a bit more, because all right, if you fail a challenge, like, it's not the end of the world. But when you're dealing with like real cash accounts and money, like, you want to be a bit more, bit more safe. What is a hammerfoot? Edwin, a hammerfoot is, so you're looking for a hammer candle, right? Like this one here. And then basically the distribution of volume should be, for a bearish one, lots of buyers at the top and then lots of sellers at the bottom. That's essentially it. That volume distribution with a hammer candle. A bearish one, obviously, you know, looks like that. Bullish one actually looks like this. The one next to it is a bullish one. Dr. Me, I mean, I can spot them because I've learned from you guys. You're really good at spotting them. I always miss them. It's very annoying. I miss them all the time. Like here, it looks like one might be created. We'll see. We shall see. Oh, we've been live for 2 hours. Oh, 1623 footprint qualified. Hammer body is still small, okay, because of volume quantity. Yeah, I would say that fits the bill, because it's really, you know, the quantity of the volume is good. The distribution is perfect. All right, the body is not massive, but yeah, I would say that fits the bill in my opinion. Like even this, I would say fits the bill for the most part, right? Like granted, there is sellers at the top here, right? Ideally, you want it to be all buyers. But the overall majority of volumes, I mean, 89 isn't that big of a amount of volume. Do you know, the volume isn't that great on this one, to be fair. Like, you know, you got to kind of use a bit of logic to it. Do you care about like the daily or 4-hour time frames? Yes and no. Like more just kind of overall. I like to look at the daily just to kind of see where we are overall. But I kind of glance at it at the beginning of the day, kind of have a quick look, but I don't really use it in my kind of actual entries, if that makes sense, right? I just kind of want to know roughly where we are. 4-hour could be exactly the same, really, but 4-hour daily, I'll kind of put it in the same boat. Maybe create an indicator that points out hammerfoots. In Joker, yes, Peter in the chat was creating one. So this is what I'm saying. Like, if you were to trade something like that, you would need an indicator or an EA to trade it, because realistically speaking, you'll miss them constantly. Unless you're staring at the charts non-stop with no distractions, you will miss it. But I am starving. I haven't eaten today. I think we're going to cut it here. I'll be back tomorrow though, and I need to get that video, the footprint video, uploaded and all that. So I do have a video coming out later. It will be a footprint video, so do keep your eye out. But yeah, I think I'll call it a day there, guys. I'm gonna get myself some food. But great little session. Thank you all for joining. I'm back again tomorrow, every day, Monday to Friday, same time, New York Open, 9:30 Eastern. Be trading. So awesome stuff. But thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.